Hello Virgo, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your June 2017 tarot forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your sun, rising, and moon signs. So let us begin. We would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Virgo for the month of June 2017. Let's see what we get. Wow. The cards are getting tricky on me. Which they've been doing that a lot lately, actually. Maybe there's some intense energy going around. Looks like they're closing in. What does the universe have for the sign of Virgo for June 2017? It looks like we have arrived. Alright, your outside influences. The Hermit. This is a Virgoan card. The Challenge. The World. That's always a very positive card to have. The Underlying Energy. The Ten of Wands reversed. The Past. The Knight of Wands. What you hope to achieve. The Nine of Wands reversed. The Near Future. The Five of Pentacles reversed. It's always good when this card is reversed. So far, look at this. The Nine of Wands reversed, the Ten of Wands reversed, the World card here for the Challenge. Quite possibly, the universe is like calling on you to try to complete something this month. That would be my preliminary judgment here so far. And look how you've got double nines as well, talking about something that's almost done, talking about endings. So, and then the World being the Challenge card. We could be looking at needing, or like, trying to complete something, but let's see what else we have. Your attitude or position, the Devil. Wow. The outside force coming in, the Seven of Swords. Your hopes or fears, the Chariot reversed, and the outcome, the Eight of Wands. Oh, excellent. We have a happy ending. Alright, so you're beginning with the Hermit. This card represents your current outside influences right around the beginning of the month. And this card is talking about things like your health and your day-to-day activities. It's talking about critical thinking, being perceptive, being logical, using your abilities to reason and think critically. So it's probably a lot of that going on around the beginning of the month, analyzing things, figuring things out. I know you guys, of course, being Virgo, you like to analyze things. Well, you can probably expect to be doing quite a bit of that around the beginning of the month. So that is what we have so far. And then crossing over that is the World card, and this talks about the challenge for you this month. And the World card typically talks about the energy of celebration and completion and joy and coming full circle, having gone on the journey and then completing like a great journey, a great chapter of your life perhaps. So again, like I said earlier, it's quite possible that the challenge for you this month will be to complete something. Maybe even a grand manifestation of something very important to you from the looks of it here. And it could even be with it crossing over the Hermit that it's like you're needing to make sure that everything is in order, make sure all of the details are in order so that this completion, this manifestation can happen. So it's quite possibly what you're looking at there. And maybe also even like traveling out into the world, making travel plans for some of you. That is quite possible too. And then we've got the Eight of Wands as the outcome, so that would point to that as well. For the underlying energy, you have the Ten of Wands reversed. This represents everything forming the foundation of your current situation. Well, the Ten of Wands reversed, that's talking about, again, incompletion. Like the Ten of Wands upright would be completion, but reversed, it's incompletion. It's, well, it has both positive and negative meanings, and so, like in a negative sense, it would be the incompletion, the giving in, the not having enough strength to bear the burden and go all the way. But in a positive sense, and it kind of looks like it could go either way here, it talks about the release from the burden. It talks about things getting easier, the lightening of the load. And let's see, when we do see this Five of Pentacles reverse coming up here, it's quite possible, I think, that is what you're likely to experience is more the lightening of the load. But it could also be, I think, especially with the world that we just went over, pointing to this idea that you're trying to complete something this month and it's a challenge for you to do so. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, we have the Knight of Wands. So this could be an adult male fire sign, first of all, who was in your past, who was problematic to you, and could have influenced the current state of affairs. But this card also talks about not having enough time to rest, being extremely busy all the time, having to take action all the time, being very focused and concentrated and willful and all of that, but to the extreme, like doing it too much. And so that could have been what you've experienced in the recent or the not so recent past, and has led to your current situation. Like, it's almost like you've been working really hard for something, perhaps even exhausting yourself, and now you're hoping to finally finish it, to complete it. For what you hope to achieve, you have the Nine of Wands reversed. Well, when this card is reversed, typically it's talking about giving in too soon and not having the strength and stamina it takes to see something through. However, when it's in your hope to achieve position, of course that's not going to be what you want. Chances are it's going to say that what you're wanting this month, what you're trying to achieve, is to have that strength to see it through. You're feeling blocked, you're feeling the exhaustion, but you're still trying to have that strength and stamina that this card normally talks about in its upright position to see things through. You're trying to have that even though you're feeling possibly exhausted. And in another sense, it could even be saying, notice how this card's going to reflect the underlying energy card, and down here we have the idea of a release of a burden. Well, for some of you it might even be that what you're wanting to achieve is that release of the burden, and that might even come through the completion of whatever it is that you're trying to complete or manifest. It's like you want to finally get it done so that you can just relax, so that it's like a weight off your shoulders. The great battle to make it happen is over. That's what we are seeing here. For the near future, you have the Five of Pentacles reversed. So it's a good sign when this card is reversed because it's talking about the end of a difficult period. And so again, we have that theme here. It's talking about relief. It's talking about recovery, especially from financial difficulties and improving financial times. Like, things were bad, but now they're not so bad. Now they're getting better. They're improving. There's hope on the horizon and stuff like that. And then And then when we come to the next card, the Devil card for your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, well, this is saying, this could be saying a couple of things because this is such a dynamic card, but on one hand, this could be saying that you're feeling like you're really trying to maintain control of things, maintain the order, the structure, be focused on having enough time for things or having like a schedule, a set schedule that you're trying to follow, order, structure, time, things like that. This card being ruled by the planet Saturn, which is kind of like the Grim Reaper and kind of like the one who pretty much is like the undefeatable force of structure, and I almost want to say the left brain perhaps, but anyway, I think you guys probably get the idea. So it could easily be that, especially with these other cards that we have going on here, but it can also say in a more negative sense, like you're trying too hard to control things, or you're angry, like you're angry at someone or something, and maybe you're even wanting to take out your anger on that person more or less. But fortunately, I'm not really seeing that in the other cards here, so that's probably fairly unlikely. But it could still manifest as trying too hard, I guess. As working really, really hard to make what you want happen. And I mean, sometimes, hey, you've got to do what you've got to do, but other times that can be taking it too far. And so you're kind of going to have to feel what feels right for you. You know, are you working too hard? Do you need to take more of a break? Or do you need to work hard and make this thing happen? That's going to be up to you. And you might even be feeling attached, or, well, more like chained to an unwanted situation as well, like chained to some of the problems in the past. Even though things are getting better, you might still feel chained, maybe even burdened, weighed down by things. But the good news is that's not going to last for very long. So I think a lot of times people get kind of scared when they see a card like the Devil card, but you have to always take it in context with the rest of the cards, and I'm just not seeing anything really that negative or dark in this spread. It can sometimes mean scary things or whatever, but only if the other cards back that up. So that's what we have here. For the outside force coming in, you have the Seven of Swords. Well, this card often talks about the idea of individuality and eccentricity, going one's own way, going against the flow, doing your own thing. But this is the outside force coming in, so this is quite possibly someone around you, or someone who will be around you, who like presents themselves to you, that is a very unique person, that is very much an individual. They go against the flow. Or maybe the flow for them is to go their own way, to not go the way other people go. We're talking eccentricity. They might even seem a little strange or something like that. So this is someone likely to present themselves to you, and it could, I guess, in some instances even reflect the energy of a situation, just like a situation that is going against the flow. That's possible too, but I think it's more likely to be a person. But you know, that could vary. So that's something to look for, but it's not like this person is going to be a problem at all. It's extremely unlikely anyway, because we're seeing this very positive outcome card here. And then, of course, just before that, well, 2 cards back, whatever, we have the Five of Pentacles reverse, which is talking about improving times. I guess with the Devil card, you could say, oh, well, maybe someone is, you know, maybe for some of you, someone is pissing you off, and that's who it is. But I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't say it's very probable. So for your hopes or fears, you have the Chariot reversed. So let's unpack this here, because earlier we had the 2 9s talking about endings, and here we have 2 7s. And each one, they're both right next to each other. And 7s talk about relationships. They talk about achieving balance, or at least seeking balance. So that's one thing, that's one aspect of this that is probably involved for the vast majority of you, is relationships and seeking balance in relationships. And then when we look at the Chariot reversed, well, this talks about emotional problems overcome. And so specifically, this could be you're hoping to overcome emotional problems with another person, or maybe in multiple relationships with multiple other people. The Chariot reversed is going to refer a lot of the time to the home and family and that kind of order and structure. And so it could very well be that you're hoping to overcome any emotional problems around your home and or family. Maybe kind of as we go back here and look at this, like hoping for a release of a burden, an emotional burden. Now, on a completely different note, the Chariot reverse can sometimes talk about things like car trouble, things like damage to property, or like losing your home or something like that. That would be in extreme cases, but I mean, even if it was extreme, this is in your hopes or fears, so this is just saying what you're feeling, not exactly what's happening. Well, some of you might be concerned this month about your home or about your car, and like if you're going to have car trouble or some issue with your home, like if you're going to be able to pay the rent or whatever. I mean, we did see with the 5 of Pentacles here some possible money problems, but again, that's much more in the past because it is reversed. So there could maybe be some lingering fears around that, but chances are that's all they are, because as we come to the outcome card here, we have the 8 of Wands. And this is what tells me that the story has a happy ending, because this is the card of fast success. This is the card of action and extroversion in a very positive and productive sense. This is things moving rapidly and swiftly. It can indicate a quick change of pace, fast developments, fast action. So around the end of this month of June, you might see things all of a sudden move really quickly. Or it could even be that during the month at some point things build up and then just start moving really quickly for you, and in a very positive direction. Like the 8 of Wands, from everything I've seen anyway, this is almost always a very positive card. Like it's talking about swift, fast change, and it's pretty much always in the right direction, in the direction that you want to be moving in. So that's about it. Overall, it's a pretty positive spread, I would say. There's very few problems that you might have to deal with, if any, even at all. Maybe just some exhaustion, and maybe some hard work as you try to get things done and manifest this completion of a cycle or this grand event in your life. Maybe some of you are getting married, and that kind of thing. I think with the World card and the Chariot coming up, it could quite possibly be something like that, like around the family, like marriage, birth, major events like that for some of you. And of course, that's going to vary. But anyway, the main point, though, is that that overall, it's a really good outlook for this month for you guys. So there you go, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month indeed. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Virgo for the month of June 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.